G'day everyone, artist Wayne here with my latest DR650 adventure. And this one's a bit of a Christmas special because recently I went riding with Santa along with a big group of other riders, and to find out why, we need to start at the beginning. Recently early one Saturday morning I met up with my mate Sam, a fellow DR650 rider, so you know he's a good bloke, and after breakfast we headed over to Buckety to meet up with riders from Newcastle and Maitland. There were the usual suspects: Dusty Taylor, Steve-O, Marcus, DR Dave, and a couple of new faces, including a bloke who went by the name of Howard. He rode an ancient Tanneray, wore jeans and an old leather jacket, and sported a great white beard. Howard was the real deal. We wound our way through the beautiful commons land that takes you to that quaint little village that is St Albans. Then up through the twisty hairpins of Upper Colo, down through Weenie Creek and onto the Bells line of road, where we met up with riders from the Blue Mountains who had organised this spectacular ride, and riders from the Sydney Adventure Group. Newcastle, the Central Coast, the Blue Mountains and Sydney, including Darryl, resplendent in his Santa outfit. And boy, he must have been bloody hot. Not to worry though, because later on in the day he was about to cool himself and his bike off in the most spectacular fashion. There were now 20 of us adventure riders riding the beautiful 6-foot track. It was originally a bridle trail from Katoomba to the Jenolan Caves. It winds its way through state forests and Blue Mountains National Park. The historic track takes in heritage sites, heath, woodlands and rainforest, with several opportunities for excellent overnight camping. After a wonderful lunch in Oberon, we were riding part of the Greater Blue Mountains World Heritage Area. We were now riding trails in the Canangra Boyd National Park, including the Cowmung River Fire Trail that would take us to the Dingo Dell campground. This is where the trails became fun. And at one point the traffic was like Pitt Street. But there's nothing like a little help from your friends, and once the congestion was cleared, we were all able to make our way to the other side of a tricky water crossing. Except for the Honda Dominator, which cut out every time it touched water. Here comes Steve-O, aka Mr. Kick-a-Brick-along, on his beautiful big 990 KTM. Always showing off for the camera. There was cool, calm and collected Roger on his DR650, and Mr. Cool himself, Howard, on that old Yamaha Tanneray. And this weirdo, some people are now calling him the Yowie Hunter. And it wasn't long after that we came to an even harder water crossing. Although Steve may have lulled everyone into a false sense of security because he made it look easy. There was Marcus on his big BMW, just checking how deep it actually was. It was definitely better to stay to the left. Sam, riding his mighty DR650, was next. He knows a thing or two about water crossings. Next was Mr. Cool. Nothing seemed to faze Howard at all. Then it was a cavalcade of bikes exiting the crossing, including DR Dave and Darryl's father Kevin, also riding a mighty DR650. Steve was always standing in the middle of the trail saying, "Hit me, hit me," until someone finally did. Then it was time for Daryl in his Santa outfit to make his spectacular entry into the Adventure Riders Hall of Fame. Earlier this year, whilst crossing the Turon River, our mate Sam did a similar thing when he went diving with his DR. For that he received a score of 9.5. But Daryl mate, that is easily a 10 out of 10, especially when you stack your V Strom in a Santa suit. That, my friend, is priceless. The following day, after a great night camping, albeit cold, it did get down to 2 degrees. It was time to say goodbye to the Blue Mountains and Sydney Adventure Riders, and for us northerners to make our way to a very special town. It's one of New South Wales' most authentic, unchanged silver mining ghost towns, and has been carefully preserved to retain its historic past. And for those of you who are wondering what happened to Daryl, did he get his V Strom going? Well, he most certainly did, with a lot of help from his father Kevin. It is, after all, a Suzuki. Our northern group consisted of Dusty Taylor riding his brand new African Twin, Marcus riding his F800 GSA, Steve-O riding his big KTM 990, Howard riding his Tanneray, and the DR650 gang, which included myself, Dave and Sam. We were all about to arrive at the town of Urandery. This is a place we'll definitely be visiting again. It's a township that is set in a large sanctuary with mobs of grey kangaroos, wombats, wallabies, wallaroos and mountain birds in natural bushland. It's been lovingly preserved by the owner, who's nice enough to let us ride in and have a look at the old silver mine. There's so much to see here, and unfortunately we didn't have the time, so when we return we'll definitely be camping here. The place is absolutely amazing. It's now time to make our way over to the Jenolan Caves for lunch. These are limestone caves located within the Jenolan Karst Conservation Reserve in the Central Tablelands region, west of the Blue Mountains in New South Wales. And to get there, it's a great, twisty, fun ride down. These are without question Australia's most impressive limestone caves. There are 11 show caves open to the public every day of the year, with spectacular lighting, underground rivers and cave formations, such as impressive stalactites that inspire awe among the visitors. After lunch it was time to push on. We still had a long way to go, and the bigger bikes were now getting tired and wanting to sleep. We also said goodbye to Steve and Howard, who were returning home, and Dusty, Marcus, Dave, Sam and I were now travelling through some beautiful countryside. Our campsite for the night was going to be the magnificent Dun Swamp. It was time to unwind in the stunning World Heritage surrounds of the Gangutty campground. We had a relaxing swim before camping around a wonderful fire. Doesn't get any better than that. The following day we said goodbye to DR, Dave and Marcus, who were making an early start. Dusty, Sam and I had a brilliant leisurely ride home. It was without a doubt a fantastic adventure riding weekend.